In this video, we're going to go over setting up and configuring landed costs. Landed costs in our system is the mechanism that we use to allocate the cost of shipping, freight, taxes, duties, any of those kind of importation costs to your inventory or your product cost. So that when you look at the cost of a product, it will reflect the cost you paid for the vendor, as well as any cost to acquire that product according to GAAP principles. So to turn that on and to configure it, you're going to want to go to the inventory module. Once you get to the inventory module, you're going to go to configuration and settings. From here, you can scroll down and find the section that's called valuation, and there is a landed cost option here. Know that you can also search in this top search field. But in this case, I've already got landed cost checked and turned on. If it's not, go ahead and check that box. And you're going to want to set a default journal. I use the inventory evaluation journal. You don't need to create a custom journal for this purpose. I just use the same one we use for inventory evaluation. Go ahead, and once you've made those setting changes, go ahead and click on the save. And it will go through and turn that feature on if it's not already been turned on. And then from there, I like going to the purchasing module. You can also edit it in the inventory module, but we're going to be mostly working in the purchasing module. So I'm going to jump to the purchasing, and then we're going to go take a look at our products in the purchasing module. From here, I can search for my landed cost, and the system's going to by default generate a single landed cost product. So from there, I can go ahead and edit this product. I'm going to leave it as landed cost, but I'm going to come in here and call this one freight, or shipping. We'll go shipping. And in this case, we don't sell the landed cost, so I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. And it automatically sets it up as a service. That is something you want to note. You want your landed cost to be service-based. And under the purchase tab, you'll notice that once you turn it on, there's a new checkbox over here that is called is landed cost. And that will be checked for you. And then underneath of that, it has what we call the default split method. So you can choose a default way of allocating the cost of, say, that shipping over the products that you received for that shipment. And you can split it equally across all products. You can split it based on the quantity. So if I have 1 unit of one product versus 10 units of another product, I can distribute the cost of the freight based on the quantity. You can distribute it based on the cost of the current cost, weight, or volume. So my preference is shipping. I distribute by weight. And then I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm going to do an action duplicate because I want a second one. And I'm going to call this duties. And the duties, I want the default to be based on the current cost. So duties is typically paid based on the purchase price. And so I want my cost of the duties that I have to pay to be a weighted average based on the cost of the products in that shipment. So you can modify these when you go to actually create the landed cost, but this is just setting the default. So that's pretty much all that I do. I'm going to go ahead and save this one. And so now if I go back to my products and search for landed, you can name these whatever you want. It's just I like landed costs because then I know exactly how they work and they operate. And you'll see that we have 2 of them now. I've got one for shipping and one for duties. So that's all you need to do to set it up and configure it. From there, you can allocate those to invoices or vendor bills, and then create your actual landed cost calculations once you have received your inventory.